What's up, everyone? I'm James.
And I'm Jeremy.
And we're the Bear Rugs.
+1.
Coming at you live in at least 720p.
Not really sure, to be honest.
So grab yourself a spicy soda and greasy snack.
Then apologize to your cardiovascular system.
And let the sweet baritone ravings of the Bear Rugs fill your head.
We really appreciate you guys tuning in. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Today is Monday, and we got a couple of things cooking up here.
First of all, we've got a guest. We've got Mr. Justin Coleman here. He's an old friend of mine, kind of a man about town OKC. We used to work together. And he also has provided probably our most special soda for a soda review.
Oh, boy.
Which we'll get to soon. But, yeah, it's definitely going to be the by far the most unique soda we've tried. And I'm excited and apprehensive about it.
We also have a couple, we're probably not going to do this every Monday, but we also have a couple of very interesting flavor things. You guys will get a little bit more of a close-up once we get to that, but we do have some crazy food tests that we're going to do as well. So quite a bit lined up here. So what do you want to do? What do you want to kick it off with? What are you thinking?
We'll start with one of the foods. So, again, this is the second week we've done this. And like he said, we're not going to do it every week. But there are food combinations that people have said that they really enjoy. And it can't just be a random person. They are common if you Google them combinations that apparently a lot of people enjoy. One of these, James' brother saw me preparing it in the kitchen, actually, and said, "Oh, dude, no, that's really good. I do that all the time." So... We'll try these out. Which one do you guys want to start with?
I think we start with the bread as the main course, right? The carbs. Then we switch over to the apples, and then we top it off with your little sweet dessert. What do you think?
The apples might be like kind of an appetizer thing.
Okay, you want to do the apples?
And bread's the main course, and then do dessert. Let's do it. Let's do it the legit way. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing is green sour apples.
These are not French fries. This is a sliced apple.
I see him smelling it. Don't worry, Justin. This is all from Natural Grocers because I was in a hurry and it's the only store I saw. So it's all high quality.
He did not go gas station style this time.
Yeah.
And then we actually have some it's not cooked salsa. It's like actually prepared salsa from...
Yeah, from Natural Grocers. It's a cilantro garlic garden salsa from Natural Grocers, yeah.
Okay, and then we have just apple wedges that
were... Organic green apple, yeah.
Expertly carved by Jeremy himself.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, you want to just get into it? Yeah, bone apple tea. Let's take a dip.
Literally this time.
All right. yeah, bone apple tea. I like that.
This one.
I'm going for a second one. That's not bad.
It's really not. It started out better than it ended.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the texture starts kind of hurting it.
So I mean, obviously it's been sitting here for a little bit, so it's kind of warm. But I'm gonna factor in the preparation of having to actually cut an apple versus having a bag of chips, right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, it's not terrible. I would definitely say you don't want to do this with a sweet apple. You know what I mean?
No.
But yeah, it's all right. I mean, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10, mainly because I bet the preparation is not great. You know?
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't do it again.
I think 6 is a good number.
Yeah.
Is that what you both gave it?
I think so.
The salsa's not bad though. It's pretty smoky. You know what I mean?
It's
salsa smells pretty strong. I can smell it over here.
Yeah, it's mega smoky. Yeah, I'm getting that a 6 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Damn!
I liked it up front. Up front, I was like, oh, this isn't bad. But then as you chew it, think about it, it's nah, this isn't good. And add the having to slice up an apple.
Yeah, the preparation's a no for me, dog.
Good on that.
But yeah, the salsa's not bad though. It is pretty ripe though. It does smell very, very aggressive.
Very fresh.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of ingredients.
Yeah. So 6 out of 10 here. 6 as well.
I agree with that. Yeah.
All right. What you got?
4.
4?
Yeah.
Damn.
I didn't like it. All right. Next is the main course, which is a butter and cane sugar sandwich.
Okay.
So we got some White Wonder bread.
I was going to say, this just looks like a folded piece of bread to me.
Yeah, okay.
I see it. There's
it's got butter in there and cane sugar.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Fucking down the hatch, boys.
I'd eat that again.
I mean, I like bread, I like butter, and I like sugar. The gritty is kind of a little off-putting at first. You're like, whoa, you know what I mean?
There's sand in this?
But I would, if I were preparing it, I think Jeremy was a little light on the sugar. I'd have gone a little, I'd have layered it a little heavier.
I used a packet, like a packet of cane sugar, and I used one packet, so.
Okay, yeah, I would have layered it a little
packet
heavier, but
between
it's
all
not
three?
bad.
What?
One packet between all three.
Yeah, well, I just did, like, I took one piece of bread, folded it over, but just
gotcha,
spread
gotcha.
butter on half of the one piece, one packet of sugar, and then folded it over.
That's not bad.
It was pretty sweet. I don't know if I'd want to use another packet.
I would.
That tasted like a dessert to me, like some kind of like a baked strudel type deal.
Yeah. I'd have
It
put
was
another
decent.
sugar
I give
packet
that a
in there.
6.
I'm gonna give it a 6 too. I mean, I hate to say it, but we're 6 out of 10 in right now. You know.
I'm gonna do a 7.
Ooh,
Like,
all
I
right.
would eat that again.
All right.
Just-
Justin
bad.
liked it.
What kind of butter did you use?
Lando Lakes salted
Okay.
butter.
Okay, not like a country crock, not like a margarine.
No.
Okay, that's good. All right, we got one more. What are we looking at here?
This is milk chocolate, organic, fancy, small batch milk chocolate, natural Grushers, again, with cayenne pepper.
I feel like you cayenne me pretty heavy here, dude, but it's okay.
It's because I know you have acid reflux.
Ah, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh. I feel like I needed to put more cayenne on mine, so you might have got the best version, dude.
Well, I threw mine cayenne side down. I don't know if you did chocolate side up.
I did cayenne up.
Yeah, I did cayenne side down, like on my tongue. It's all right. I mean, bro, all I taste is chocolate.
First of all, you could probably put a dog turd on that chocolate and it'd be good. That's some good
I was gonna
chocolate.
say that's a good ass
Yeah, it really
like,
is.
I don't know about a dog turd. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna follow him on that one. But
It'd be at least a 3.
you could definitely put. What kind of dog
man.
are we talking about? Here,
Yeah.
dude?
What's
What
the diet?
fucking dog turds have you eaten?
It's at least a 3.
None yet, but
Bro,
I still have half a chocolate bar left.
I'm gonna say with confidence, any food with dog shit in it is probably getting a 0 from me.
Me too, in all
Yeah.
honesty.
I mean, drop that in my
So-
gamer subs. I'm gonna give it a 0.
So I give that like an 8. I could have
Yeah.
done more cayenne. That chocolate was phenomenal, but it was nice to have that little kick in it.
Yeah, a little bite, and I know there's actually some there's like some I don't know if I should call them exotic, but there's definitely some like ethnic grocery stores. Is that the term? You know what I'm talking about? Like the Mexican supermarkets and stuff where they actually have the chocolate that has it.
Morelos Supermercado.
Yeah, a mercado, you know?
I
Just go to
love
buy for less on the
Morelos,
south
dude.
side too.
Yeah, buy for less will definitely have something too, for sure. 100%, right? So, yeah, I give it like a 7 out of 10, man. I mean, I don't want to fucking sprinkle cayenne on shit. If it came with it, yeah, I'll eat it, but I'm not going to make it, you know?
I'll agree with you on Jeremy. 8 out of 10.
No,
It was good. It was good. I liked it.
Nice.
All right, you boys ready for the soda? Well, Justin's already had it because he's the one that volunteered it.
That chocolate was pretty good, though.
So we have a soda, controversially, worryingly, interestingly, from Russia. You know, can you grab it? You got it? You got it? Got hands? Yeah,
Can you
exactly.
put that like at the camera? I don't know. How well can you see that? You see that pretty well?
It's visible. You can see it.
First off, just visually, I like that style of 2 liter. You know what I mean?
It is pretty interesting.
I think it looks like a
It's almost-
communist bottle.
It's almost like a
It's
genie's
like Moscow's onion domes in plastic. Like,
Oh, dude,
Fuck that bottle.
It's like the building.
yeah, the onion dome, their fucking White House over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they did it. They can't like get enough of themselves. That's the issue with Russians. They're just like, we're the best, and even if they're not, you're like, you're actually
It-
not. They're like,
It
prove it.
reminds me of a genie's lamp.
We have the best architecture.
Yeah.
I will say that so for those of you who aren't watching the video, it's got, it's like little lighter than like a Pepsi or a Coke, right? But it's kind of it's got like almost like a
You can kind of see through it.
reddish, like a reddish dark soda. So, looks good. I mean, it looks good to me.
Man, you're crazy.
No?
It's like top of our capital look like onion, top of our soda look like onion, end of our dick look like onion.
Also, okay. I would read the name of it, but I can't read that. It's got a pretty bird on it, and it says "Yep, Horoka," dude. It's got a little
So
egg,
it's actual
it's,
like the
cage-grown soda,
okay.
free range soda.
This
here.
is not a free range soda, but there's not a free range anything in fucking
All right.
Russia.
All right.
And it actually says non-alcoholic on the
Yeah,
the
it's
beverage.
probably the only beverage in that whole country that's non-alcoholic because in the land of misery, you got to do what you got to
It's
do.
funny. They give them a warning that it's not vodka. Like, just
Yeah,
a heads
exactly.
up, this isn't vodka.
So it's called Baikal, and actually Pepsi has a stake in it
Really?
in Russia. Like, so when this is sold in Russia, Pepsi gets a share of the revenue.
Nice.
And Pepsi has taken some flack now for being one of the few mega corporations in the United States that didn't pull out of Russia when the
the
invasion
Ukraine
happened.
thing
But
happened.
they're making their bread off of the Baikal, which is probably about the only like non-alcoholic pleasurable beverage they have.
How do you know?
I like this little like happy birdie like.
Yeah, the bird looks cool, man. I'm telling you, like as far as marketing goes, it's an attractive looking beverage. I think.
I'm assuming this is like the amount that's in there, but it's like 2 and a pi symbol, so it's like
Two pie symbols.
2 pi.
It has 140 calories per serving. I don't know how much a serving is, but we're about to fuck it up.
There's 6 well, so here's the weird deal. I looked up. I ordered the 1 liter.
Uh-huh.
They sent me 3 2-liter.
What?
And it's like I think it says 6 servings.
Per
No. Yeah, 6 servings per container on the 2-liter, and then there was like, I think it said like 8 on the 1 liter.
Wow.
Like it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like
at all.
it's like the wrong metrics there. All right, man, just crack it open, start pouring us some.
Oh,
buddy.
just a second. There's a few other interesting things
He's
on here.
trying
First
to
of
read
all,
Russian.
God,
I
so
know.
like
He's like
everything
over here looking at it like a goddamn archaeologist. Also, when does archaeology
Well,
become
so-
grave robbing?
So what I believe to be, and the jury's out because I don't speak Russian, but what I
God.
believe to be the expiration date is 2014. So you might need to be an archaeologist to have unearthed this. That's why it didn't show up at Justin's house for like 3 months. They had to fucking dig it up.
It was
No,
the
that's-
weirdest thing when I
that's
ordered
when
it.
it started.
Too. I kept on asking about it. I waited. Amazon said it was shipped, and then I waited a little bit longer, messaged the seller, and they were like, "Oh, it shipped." And then I was like, "Are you sure about that?" And they were like, "Oh, it's lost." And then they're like, "Oh, we'll send you the tracking number for the new one." And then it was like, "Hey, where's the tracking number?" A week later, and they're like, "Oh, 6 hours later, it's on the way." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, you just totally dropped the ball." So.
And then they say
Yeah, it took the long way here. The last thing I'll say about it is it's got more writing on it, and it's in Russian than any product I've ever seen in my life. Like there's easily maybe 2,000 words on here, and I don't know what it's telling us because it's in another language, but it's long-winded. But
They're
anyway,
proud of it, bro.
Yeah, they apparently.
All right, crack that bitch open.
Total sugar is 35 grams, so it's on par with like
Okay.
a lower end American soda for sugar. But yeah, let's crack it open. I'll do
Spill
it.
it on the laptop.
Oh,
Put it
wait,
over
wait,
by
I'm
the
gonna
mic.
point
Let's
it
hear
this
that
way
hiss.
though.
No, put it by the mic. Let's hear that hiss.
And
bro.
that's not for bubbles. That's for like fucking sarin gas and stuff,
You want me to open
like
it?
anthrax. Yeah, actually, it's currently like sweating fucking probably
It's-
poison on me.
Also, this bottle is like turgid plastic. I mean, it's like firm. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're gonna crack it open, boys. Regular soda hiss.
Ooh.
Okay.
It is actually slightly less carbonated and less sugar. like you
Most
said.
European sodas
It's got a
are
very
less
light,
carbonated.
earthy scent to it.
Oh, yeah.
You want to take a little sniff?
I'll smell it when it's in the cup.
Okay.
Okay, fair.
All right. So I'm gonna start pouring a little bit out. I'm gonna go to the first line here. I think that's. I mean, I'll probably fuck this shit up.
So Emily, you have 2 jobs. If all 3 of us just fall over, you call 911, and then you also provide them the drink for testing.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
This smell is like nostalgic of some kind.
Nostalgic?
You're gonna have to help me with what the smell.
Probably
is.
like old-fashioned Holden, like toilet beer
Bro,
or something.
it smells a little bit like Windex, if I'm being honest. Like
There's-
just a smidge.
So you used
There's
to drink
actually,
Windex when you were a kid.
So I'm gonna like
No
put
comment.
this disclaimer, but also say I hate
Damn.
licorice, and there's actually licorice in it.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely licoricey.
God, it's like Jägermeister got in a fight with Windex.
It kind of like, to be honest, it's almost bringing me back to the days like after I finished mopping the floor in 7-Eleven, and the water's like all brown and it has like Lysol smell to it. That's what I'm getting from this.
I mean, I didn't work there, but I've done that
Yeah.
before, so I got it.
Yeah, you get it. It's got like a mop water.
Have you
vibe
seen
to
the
it,
Paul
dude.
Thomas Anderson film, The Master?
No.
So it takes place during World War II, and it makes fun of like L. Ron Hubbard, or doesn't make fun of him, but like it's like a retelling of like L. Ron Hubbard or a homage to that, the head of Scientology. Well, Joaquin Phoenix plays this veteran who just does not give a shit, and so on his ship, he's on an aircraft carrier. He's constantly like grabbing cleaning supplies and like going to the engine room and pulling down like fuel lines and
And just
mixing
pouring
and
it?
turpentine and shit and making like this cocktail that he gets high off of by drinking it. And he like shares it with other sailors, and they're knocked out for like 3 days every time they drink this, and they like puke and stuff later. But he ends up meeting like the L. Ron Hubbard character, and he's like, "What do you got here? What kind of potion you have here?" And he's like, "Oh, I've been making it since I've been in the Navy." And he's like, "Oh, you make it for me?" And they sit there drinking it together, and this reminds me of that.
All right. Well, let's. If this is the last drink we have, boys, here for a good time, not for a long time. Cheers.
Cheers.
All
Bone
right, we're
apple
throwing
tea.
it back. Oh, he's going for a second one.
Interesting.
Let it simmer. Let it sit. Let it soak.
I'm giving it a second.
Let it soak on that tongue, dude.
It's like, oh, that tastes familiar. Oh no, it doesn't. I mean, I've had it before, so it does for me. But the very first time I remember, I was just like, whoa.
Dude, to be honest, I can't shake the cleaner vibe, like the cleaning supplies vibe.
No. Well, it's got some pine sol in there, which doesn't surprise me. Another thing on the label is like pine trees and pine cones all over the label.
So it's like natural herbs and extracts utilized. The typical include black tea extract, Siberian
I see the
ginseng,
tea.
Siberian what?
ginseng,
Okay.
Uh,
I could taste the ginseng.
cardamom oil, eucalyptus oil, lemon oil, licorice, and St. John's wort. And
Ooh, that's
Laurel.
good for curing. That's actually good for curing ailments on.
Yeah,
every video
St.
game
John's
I
wort.
played.
I can't remember if it's one of those things that like can substitute
You-
for Viagra. Or
You
something
collect
like
it
that.
in Skyrim to heal your poison, dude.
It does actually, like on the information when you're ordering it, it says that it's not medical use or any of that. You can't use it to help.
Where
The-
do you know where in the United States you ordered it from?
I think it was New Jersey.
That makes sense.
It was over there by the coast.
It's like Meatwad and Frylock sold it to you.
You know, the closest soda.
Carl just has his whole garage full of it.
The closest soda I can think of that like this is reminding me of is the brownie one that we did.
That one sounded awful too.
Oh, that one
Oh,
was
dude,
rough.
it was like straight tobacco juice.
Yeah,
Ugh.
this one's not that bad though. But like I can't.
I'd say
shake,
brownie's worse, but this isn't good.
Yeah, I can't shake. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't shake the cleaning product vibe of it.
And I knew this wasn't going to be good. It's very interesting. And don't get me wrong, I'm thrilled you brought this. And I'm glad you're here.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be very, very rare chance that it was good. And it's not good, but it's so interesting.
I will say, like the very first time that I got it, it was out of like a snack crate, and it came in a little like
Okay.
12-ounce can. It did taste better out of a can versus a bottle, which I think all sodas do.
Yeah, if you don't let
So-
sunlight ruins things.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not much better.
What are you going to give it, James? I've drank quite a bit of it. Did you finish yours, you
Yeah, I
fucking
finished
animal?
I finished mine. I mean, this isn't something I would go for all the time, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I would give this like a 5. You know, it's at least deserving of a 5.
I get this strange feeling I would be healthier after having drank this, though. Like, there's just too much going on in there for it to be bad for you.
The only qualm I have for it is like it's got a lot of sugar, and like I hate to say it, bro, but like, gamer subs, baby. Gamer subs, dude. It's like I'm spoiled now. For the amount of sugar that it has, it's a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna drop it down to a 4.5. I'm gonna give it like a 4.5.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm bringing it. It's a notch below average.
It's one of those, like, for me, it's kind of like I don't like it, but somehow I always end up going back to it.
Yeah.
So I'm going like 6, maybe.
6? All right. What soda, like what mainstream soda would you like rate low, do you think? Like, is there a mainstream soda where you're like, God, I will never drink that ever again?
7-Up.
7-Up? Okay.
100%.
Is it the aftertaste or?
Well, it was always given to me when I was younger. It isn't like, here,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, you're
here's
sick?
some crackers
Here's a
and here's some
7-Up,
7-Up. So it's like, it's always a relatable
Just
situation.
association.
Yeah.
I'm like that with ginger ale now.
Ginger
I
ale?
love
You can't
ginger
do a
ale.
ginger ale?
I'll still drink
I'm
it.
all about ginger ale. Yeah. 4.5 out of 10 for me. 6 out of 10. What do you got, Jeremy?
I'll
You
give it a
simmering?
5. I'll give it a straight 5.
Yeah. I want to say, like, the presentation of the bottle, like, it's legit. I like that it's not as, like, carbonated as, like, what, like, American sodas are. But I just can't shake that, like, cleaner vibe that I'm getting from it. Like, Pine Sol mop water, like, used Pine Sol mop water is the vibe that I get when I'm, like, even now, just sniffing it. Like, that's Pine Sol mop water, baby.
Yeah, I get it.
But I'll tell you what, if Pine Sol mop water tastes like that, I'd drink it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
A whole new source of beverage. You're just walking down the grocery store, somebody's mopping, you're thirsty, you just turn up their mop
Yeah,
bucket.
you just scoop it up. Hey, man, what the hell?
Bring out the mop.
That's funny.
I had a dude grab a taco sauce packet out of my mop water once, and I'm like, no, man. And he goes, it's nutritious. And I'm like, no, dude. Did you meet that little Asian guy? I don't think you met him.
Where at?
It was when I was still working for 858 to go.
No.
Okay. And I was working at 32nd and Classen. I don't remember if that was before or after 61. I honestly can't remember. It's been so long.
Ooh, I can't remember either. I think it might have been during. No, surely not.
No. When
It
I
was
was at
before.
61, I was at 61. They were like, we need you here. Don't leave.
Yeah. It was
I ju-
before.
Yeah, it had to have been before. That was the craziest story too. I was dumping out the mop bucket one night, and it was like kind of raining, and there's a Conoco across the street, right? So me and that guy would always come out around the same time and just be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Fucking lightning, boom, struck like right in the middle of the road, and both of us were like,
shit.
"Oh shit!" and like fucking booked it. It was crazy.
I forgot. Have I told my lightning story
No, tell
on the
tell it.
podcast before? Well, I'm gonna
Tell it.
We forget
Embellish.
shit. I'm asking somebody that actually listens.
I don't
that would
think
be
you
me.
have
think
because
so.
I don't know any lightning stories.
don't remember
Okay, so I was in a parking lot, and you always hear that right before you're struck, your hair on your head, your arms, everything will stand up, and you'll literally start like like butterflies in your stomach times
Really?
100. Right?
I didn't hear that.
So there's a storm, and it was when I was going to school out at the airport, and I got out of my car. It was lightning. If that's how you say that, and I was walking
Lightning.
to the school, and I got that feeling. I got it hard, and I was scared enough.
Did you? So when you got that feeling, did you know about that at that
Yes,
time?
yes.
Oh, you did. So you're like, dude, I'm gonna
And
get fucking
so
struck.
I'm the kind of person that someone tells me something like that to watch out for, and then I'm paranoid about it for the rest of my
Yeah.
life. And so I like from the day I was told that, every time I was walking outside in a storm, which was rare after that, I would be like checking. So
You just walking out,
Yeah.
staring at your arms the whole time.
basically, and so it like it was no joke. I looked like a porcupine, like on my arms. It was just like straight on. It made it like twice as long as it is. Then my hair started coming, like I had a hat on, but it started like coming from the sides, and I was like, oh shit, this is it. And luckily there was a guy sitting in his truck, not like listening to music before he had to go into the school, right next to me. I opened his door and dove over this dude's lap. So my shins ended up falling in his lap because I straight dove.
And he said,
And he was like,
"Ooh, it's my lucky day."
oh, dude, he was just like, it was
What
like the,
state was this in?
this was here. And
Oh,
then-
it's Oklahoma. Yeah, he was like,
How
"Oh
many
man,
times
I
does
hit
a
the
redhead fall into
jackpot."
your lap?
but he did what you thought he would. It was just like, no, man, what the
hell?
fuck?
The
yeah,
fuck
that.
are you doing, little
right?
kid?
But here's the crazy part.
Get away from my dick.
He almost immediately got his answer. Because as soon as I dove in, it ended up striking his
Car?
truck. And it was like the loudest crack I've ever heard. So what that tells me is it was still like
It was
it had a
it-
bead on me.
Yeah.
And then when I went in there, it still had the bead, but the truck was between me by that point, fortunately. And then it like they say, it like distributes amongst the frame.
Yeah.
But it sparked and it was a clap. Like it hurt. And the dude immediately was just like, oh my God. Like he went from like, what the hell? Oh my God.
shit.
And I was just like, yeah, dude,
Boy.
I felt it. I felt that coming. And he's like, you do that? Then I told him the story. So now he walks into buildings like looking at his fucking arms. Probably.
He
but
said,
the crazy thing is I
know,
never
little
got his
boy, I
name.
felt
Like we
something
were
coming
both
too.
so rattled. We just kind of like went our own ways and I never saw him again. So like we don't even know each other's names, but I did dive in that dude's truck. So if he ever comes across this, thank you for not throwing me right back out like immediate hot potato style back out into the lightning. But yeah, ever since then, like I've had just this month because it's rained a lot. There's been several times I've gotten to the
Like
parking
bad.
lot at work and I'll just be like, I'm not coming in. And they're like, what? I'm like, lightning. They're like, are
Lightning.
you serious? I'm like,
Lightning.
nope.
Not doing it.
And then I've told them that story too, and they were like, all right, we understand. But like I'll call in because of lightning now. Like
Sometimes, like I've noticed recently, like I'd say like the past couple of weeks. I don't know why this is like coming to my mind, but I've always been wondering, like, I wonder if there's anyone that like I've absolutely terrorized from when I was like a kid. You know what I mean? Like in the same way that like that guy's probably told all of his friends right around the campfire, man, this fucking little ginger shit jumped in my truck. Fucking, that's why I got that paint job up there, man. You know, like he probably tells everybody about that, right? Like that shit.
yeah, just like I talk about it all the time.
Right?
Yeah, we almost certainly.
Mine, dude, I was an urchin when I was running around. You know what I mean? And we used to go to, so like I lived on south side, like 44th and Blackwelder. So there's like a Sears and there's like a Target and there was a Blockbuster, right? And all of them had little video game stands. So we would go in there barefoot, dirty little urchins, right? And we'd start playing one until one of the little employees would like be like, get out of here, kid. Like you've been here for like 2 hours. So then we would go and we would go to the next one, right? And so I was in the process of being kicked out of the Target one and I needed to go to the Sears one. But I stopped like right before there. It's 44th Street, Southwest 44th Street. So it's a busy intersection, right? Like 45 mile per hour intersection. One side of the road was stopped because they were doing left turns. The other side wasn't. Well, my little ass was like behind this like trash truck and I just bolted out into the road that wasn't stopped. And this lady in like a little Honda Civic slams on her brakes, hits me. I go fucking on top of her hood and then like hop off, like holding my belly and limping. And I see her face and she's like 20 something years old and like, and I don't know this as a kid, but she's in like stark terror, like, because she just thought she like murdered a little street urchin, right?
Kid.
And I'm just like, and I like just waved at her and then went into the Wendy's and like got like water and crackers because they're free, right? And I was like, that lady hit me with a car. And I, like she was like in tears and the Wendy's lady was like, you little shits. You know what I mean? Like she just knew. But like I wonder if she thinks like back. Like, you know, I wonder if she's had like nightmares. Like
Every
she just
time.
wakes up in the middle of
Yeah.
the night like, oh my God.
Wonder what happened to that.
Cold
Like
sweats.
I almost, yeah, exactly. Like I almost killed that. Hey, lady, if you're alive, I'm thriving. I'm doing great.
No
If
limit.
you're
That was
alive.
probably your car hitting me was like a pivotal moment in my life. But I'm just, you know what I mean? Like
At
if you
heart-
think about it.
Oh, yeah.
At heart, you're still that street urchin.
Oh, thanks.
You managed to buy a computer, so now you don't stand barefoot at the Target.
I just,
you
yeah,
sit
I keep it
barefoot
in
at your
here.
computer.
No more cars running me
Only
over,
now,
dude.
the only person that kicks you out is like your will to sit up straight.
Wow. Yeah, that's fair.
No, I mean,
I mean,
literally,
that's fair.
like you don't get out of that seat until you're about to keel the fuck over.
Yeah, until I have to go to bed, typically, or go pee. We'll fix that.
I'm
gonna buy a
genuinely
Scorpion
surprised you
one
haven't
day.
rigged something up for that yet.
You know what? You know what the Scorpion is? Did I show you the scorpion?
Is it
The
some
gamer
sort of a contraption to piss in your gamer chair?
Well, Japan has some that let you piss, but the scorpion is literally like you can lay back down, and it's shaped like a scorpion, but the tail is where the monitors are.
Oh,
lay
That's
down.
dope.
that's too much.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
guarantee you never get laid again if you had a scorpion.
I'd
but
probably watch movies that way.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right?
Yeah.
You could play video games and watch movies. Why not both? You know,
No, I'm too much again.
Both
Scorpion,
eyes in
baby.
different
That's
directions.
it. That's it. Yeah, just intentionally cross-eye yourself. You know.
Why do you have that cross eye? So I play video games and watch TV at the same time. So I've
Yeah.
trained myself to have it.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it. I don't know. I've been thinking about that recently, and I was just like, man, I wonder if there's anyone else that is like, man, wonder what happened to that little kid, you know? Because I was a little urchin, man. I was running around doing all kinds of stuff. Almost burned the school down. I wonder what that janitor thinks, right? That little shit almost burned my school down. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder what he's thinking, like, today, you know? About the kid that almost burned the school down.
Yeah, given the school you went to, you probably weren't the first and weren't the last. So
That's fair.
He probably lost track of all the
Yeah,
little
that's
urchins that tried
fair.
to burn down Northwest
fair.
Classen.
And I didn't try to. It wasn't Northwest Classen. It was Fillmore Elementary, and it
Or
was
Taft
in
Middle
Minecraft.
School. I drunkenly kicked a soccer ball on top of Taft Middle School as an adult.
In Minecraft. I don't know if I don't know if you get in
Yeah,
trouble for that.
it's true. Yeah, in Minecraft.
In Minecraft. Yeah, no. So mine did I tell you about
Well, no,
this?
they knew because we'd have tailgates for the pro soccer team there, and they would literally have to be like, "You guys clean up after yourselves." Like we know some shit
Straighten
goes on
up.
back there, but they knew. Like they gave us permission to go back there and have parties before
Yeah.
the games.
Yeah, no, there was like this new girl that had come to the school, and she was pretty cute, and I had like a little bit of a crush on her, so I was like hanging out with her, and it was like a Saturday or something, and she was a little bit of a pyromaniac, right? So we were like burning pieces of paper, and we went over to the school, right? We're hanging out at recess, and it's like
Burning
fall,
pieces of paper.
right? It's fall, so
I
like
love poor people games.
listen, it was fun, dude.
man.
Mustard ball sandwiches, some
Poor people
matches, and a
food.
piece of paper. You can't have more fun than that, dude.
Poor person picnic.
That's it.
the
So,
simple
so
things.
anyway, we're burning this paper, and we were hanging out by where the drainage ditch is by the school, and she throws the paper in there, and it's full of leaves, and that shit starts kicking up, and I'm like, oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I said, oh shoot, because I was still, innocent. And we look up because we hear banging, and it's the janitor, and he's like staring at us, like pissed off. And so we like book it and we run off. But he knew who I was, obviously, because I was, fucking urchin, like the bane of their existence, So he told he told
Walked
the principal,
over there
the principal-
dejectedly and rolled on it to put it out.
Yeah, well, I don't know how it got put out. At some
I could
point
just
in time.
picture a
We
janitor
ran.
being like, "Damn it, these kids again." He just walks over there and just rolls on
Yeah,
it.
or no, I think so it fell through a sewer grating, and it was in a sewer full of leaves, right? But he ended up we booked it. He ended up telling the principal. I come back to school on Monday, and there are firefighters waiting for me, and so they're like, you're not going to class today. You're coming with us. And so I had to go with the firefighters and sit here and watch like 6 hours of videos of like houses burning down and all of these like all this fire safety stuff.
That's amazing.
And that girl got away. She got away
amazing.
scot-free.
Oh,
I'm pissed.
We're gonna teach this young man about fire safety.
Yeah, because they thought I was a little pyromaniac, but I was like, I was just trying to impress a girl.
Put you on a bus to see Smokey the Bear in New Mexico.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty much. They were like, yeah, no, you're not going to class today, buddy. You're coming with us.
That's funny.
But,
So with Justin brought the soda, right, and recommended it, but I also thought he'd be a good guest. A, because I haven't talked to him in a while, but B, he does some interesting stuff. So we worked as I don't even really know what to call it that much. Kind of industrial photographers for a local company, but then
that's a good definition.
yeah, we both kind of spun out and did our own things. I went back to school and learned a lot about aviation, and now everyone knows I work in aviation industry now. But Justin, and you might need to add some things to this because I just glean information from you based on like watching what you do like a creep from social media and occasionally talking to you through like messages or texts. But so you event organizer, would that be a good description?
Yeah.
I almost said promoter, but you're
Well,
more.
we've done that
It's
before too.
both of that, yeah.
Yeah.
So Revolve probably that's the name of the company. Is that you and your mom own the
Yes.
company? Okay,
Yeah.
so
Nice.
event organizing, promotions, and then you do the commercial photography still, right? So Newspin probably kind of like
They
made you realize that's like an option, and then you found a much better company to do it for.
well, it literally boils down to the heat or the outside elements, I guess. Like I found out that the place that we had our office at for the Revolve and stuff and everything, there was a guy that was in the back that was doing the real estate photography side of it, and I was just like, that sounds way better than going to South Texas in the summer and North.
Yeah,
Oh, my
and wearing
goodness.
like a
Michigan
massive
and stuff.
onesie.
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
time,
exactly.
right?
Oh
So-
yeah, the FR gear, dude.
Oh,
Oh
my
my god.
Yeah.
We had to wear these like super thick, flame resistant, like jumpsuits, and we had to wear them in July on the Texas-Mexico border.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, and
You get down there far enough. I got texts that was just like, "Welcome to Mexico," and I was like, "No, I'm not." Like,
Oh yeah, me too, dude. I got roaming charges from Mexico and had to call AT&T and be like, I swear I'm on this side of the border. And they're like, and they're nice. They're like, this happens all the time. We'll take the charges off. But yeah, the thing that struck me, and now that we're not there, this company still exists and they don't do this anymore. But while I was there, I argued, listen, we've got places in Michigan and places in Texas. Why do you keep sending me? Because I got sent to Cleveland, Ohio in January, and it was negative 27 degrees.
I remember those days.
And
Man.
our cameras, the LCD screens would like freeze up and the cameras would freeze and shut down. And our boss's actual protocol for that was get in your rental car, crank up the heat. When it turns back on, go keep taking pictures. When it shuts down again, rinse and repeat no matter how long that takes.
Yep.
And you're like, if this
Damn.
is freezing our cameras,
Literally,
what is it
like,
doing
the
to
whole-
us? Like you,
My whole mustache and beard and everything around my mouth was just complete ice the whole
Iced
time.
over. Yeah.
It hurt so bad.
I
It hurt
will
so bad.
I will praise the company for this, and that is it instilled a toughness that didn't really exist before. So I went from that to fixing aircraft mainly outdoors and lifting things, knocking your knuckles, things like that. And I couldn't have done that if I didnn't already pay some dues at the company. I almost said it. Well, it doesn't
you
matter.
said the name already. I think.
Have I? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it doesn't
but
matter.
you're
Screw it.
fine.
I mean,
You're fine.
it's a good company and
Yeah.
it's still around.
Throw it out.
It was a little silly at the time, but it's still going. They're still doing their thing. But yeah, I didn't understand why we would go down there. But they don't do that anymore. Now
No.
they're just like, if it's over 100, don't work. If it's under 35, don't work. And it was a startup, so we were there when they were still figuring things like that out.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, everybody's happy. Everybody's moved on. Besides your real estate photography and Revolve, do you have anything else going on?
No, not at the moment.
So the Revolve things I'm aware of, you've got the Wanderlust pop-up shops, which I've been to a couple of those, and those are really cool. And somehow I've missed you at a couple of them. But I do vaguely look for you every time, but I'm also like, man, he's probably busy. But
Yeah,
they're
also,
really cool.
though-
Lots of local and probably further than local, right? Artisans and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
good sellers
We've gotten vendors from Louisiana, Texas, Kansas, New Mexico before, Alabama, Arkansas,
nice. Yeah.
Missouri actually too.
So yeah, all around the country. Yeah, that's awesome. And there's always some really cool stuff there. I always end up having to buy something. And then some concerts,
Yeah, we did
concert
we
series.
Did,
once
before
upon a
COVID
time.
and stuff, we did a lot of that entertainment side of it and everything. We had rooftop concerts that we did on top of Allied
Oh
Arts
man,
Building,
those would have been cool.
which it was super cool because every time we launched them, they were sold out within a couple of weeks. So
Oh
it wasn't
yeah,
hard to do
people
yeah,
love
yeah.
people love rooftop shit. I
Oh, yeah.
realize that.
Anything.
Oh, yeah.
Rooftop, I'm down.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
it.
exactly.
So we did that. We did some a music festival called Amp Fest and stuff for a while.
Yep,
And
I went to
so
one of those. That was
random
really
things, consulting, helping others. That's just like, I don't know how to do this, and I'm like, okay, here's the map. Now pay me.
cool. Nice.
So yeah, that's not everybody follows the
Did
rules.
you like have you always been interested in doing like event coordination, or did you just kind of like stumble into it? Was it like
It actually started like a really, really long time ago when I was a kid. Probably starting at 9 or 10. Some of my mother's friends invited her over for a barbecue cookout thing. They called the Glow Team Barbecue.
Okay.
Thing. And then it was
Okay.
like her birthday at the same time, so she invited them for their deal, and they were like, "No, we're gonna do our own deal," and did it separate. And then one year it was like, "Let's do it together." And we did that a couple, like probably 2 years, and it just was kind of like bring some friends, bring BYOB and stuff and everything and stuff like that. So, and then it progressively grew into like the last year we had 12 bands on a 40-foot gooseneck that was brought down from the farmer down
Wow.
below. And we had 6 acres. They brush hogged the field that was out there and everything. So we had plenty of parking, and then it was like $5 admission no matter how many people you had in the car. And it was strictly just to pay for the porta potties. So we had all the bands were volunteers. One band brought the generator, another band bought the sound system. You know, that person ran the sound the whole time
awesome.
and stuff. And it was just kind of like this DIY concert festival thing that we called the Cowboy Luau in Yukon. And we had that for about 10 years. And then we moved away and lived in a different state and stuff and everything, and then came back and was just like, oh, I miss that.
Man, I really want to do that. Yeah, I really want to do that again. Yeah, I mean, like if you think about it, right? It's like you're one. It's a lot of work to like prepare it, get it in there. But when you crush it, right? Everyone has a great time. Like that. There's value in that, and then also you're kind of crushing it financially too, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, yeah, win-win. for sure.
The kicker, like having a good time, everybody having a blast and stuff and everything. That's just icing on the cake. It feels good every time.
Do you have, if you don't mind me asking, of course, do you have any like absolute horror stories? Like,
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like there was one of them that we did, and it was our sound guy that we use and stuff and everything. He contacted us and he was like, "Hey, I have this idea and I want to do like a Star Wars 40th anniversary celebration and stuff." And I was like,
So
okay,
you're
cool.
like, oh hell yeah, right?
Like that sounds kind of fun.
let's
I'm
do
not
it.
a huge Star Wars fan, but anything sci-fi and stuff I'm down
Yep.
for and whatnot.
Yep.
And he was just like, okay, cool. Well, all you got to do is just be the promoter. Like contact the news, contact the radio, build the bus. We did bus bench posters and stuff scattered throughout all the city and stuff. So I did like some Photoshop and stuff. Turns out like if you get Star Wars art and you manipulate it, it becomes your art. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so created my own digital art with some stock images and stuff that somebody took of Darth Vader in a dark room and C-3PO and costumes and stuff and everything, just Photoshopped.
We're gonna have to do that with the bear rugs, dude.
So,
have a couple
100%,
bear rugs,
yeah.
lightsabers out-
Did that, and then it turned like, I think it was like, maybe 3 weeks. Maybe it was closer to 2 that it was just like, all of a sudden it was just kind of like things weren't connecting, and there was a third party that was helping. So it was the sound and lighting guy, and then there was another guy that was separate of us that was just like, yeah, everything's handled.
Yeah, we're good. We got that. Don't worry
And
about
that was the statement every single time. And then it was just kind of like, how many vendors do we have for this deal? Oh, I think we got like 12. And it was like, dude, we need like 70.
Yeah.
So it turned into like extreme, like 2 weeks out before the event, save the event, do it all and everything and stuff like that.
Oh, man.
This part like freaked me out so bad when it happened. We actually had Disney lawyers show up to the building.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they flew from Florida to track us down. Showed up to the building and they were like, "We're here for a Star Wars event and we need to talk about that." And they were like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. We have a Center of the Galaxy event, but not a Star Wars event." They left, flew back to Florida, and then we had the event while it was going on. They showed up again and they flashed their badges and they were like, "We're going to walk through and you're going to let us." And we're like, "Okay, cool, have fun."
Wait. Disney people had badges?
The lawyers had badges.
Yeah, it's got like
What?
Mickey
What?
Mouse. It's got like Mickey Mouse with like sunglasses.
Lawyers have badges?
He's like holding a
apparently
little
these
pistol.
did. So yeah, they showed up.
I would have been like, I
It was
don't know
weird.
what that means that you have a badge, but
I will say that, like, before we got into this, we were really, a sound and lighting guy was really smart about it. He paid a lawyer to go through everything for
Yeah,
like
to
a
comb
month.
it. Yeah.
And he went through a fine tooth comb, do this, do that, don't do this, and everything and stuff like that. So when they showed up, we were like, okay, cool, have fun.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do anything
for
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
So
We-
I think
we've
it's
got-
like a
Yeah.
pat on my back kind of situation.
Yeah, that's
I got somebody's
amazing.
attention,
That
but
dude-
didn't get hit with it.
that's the shitty thing about giant corporations like that. You know how much it costs them to probably fly 2 big corporate lawyers out twice? It cost them more than they would have lost in revenue by you, like, having to pay them a license of some sort, probably.
Oh yeah, there was probably like a minimum of $10,000. The hourly
they
wage
do it out
for
of
them.
spite.
Yeah.
Yes.
They just
Oh, yeah.
do it out of spite
Yeah.
to crush
Yeah.
the little guy.
Yeah. There's a very good possibility they spent more on that than it did for us for the event.
That's wild. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's crazy. Another thing I wanted to talk about, really, I'm just going to use this as a venue to talk to you about things that I haven't had the chance to in like the last 5, 6, 7 years.
It's been a while.
I've also noticed that you've become and this is a thing, a Forerunner guy.
Toyota?
Dude, it's a vehicle,
Toyota
dude.
4Runner.
So
Okay,
first of
gotcha,
all,
gotcha.
they are absolute beasts, and the fact that they have such a following means that they are insanely customizable. So many third parties make things for these, and I know this because I've looked into getting one for the longest time. Because what happens is, and I don't know if this is what happens to you, you end up riding in one that someone has, and the whole time you're just like, God, I need one of these
want one.
fucking
That's exactly
things.
how it happened.
Yeah, I was riding it. I went on a boating trip with a buddy, and I rode in his Forerunner, and I was just looking around the whole time like, I need this vehicle, and they're absolute workhorses. They last forever because
They do.
they have like very simple engines and very simple like interiors, but that's a good thing. So like, there's less to break in a
that-
Forerunner, and so they
Jeremy.
kind of lag like a little bit behind all the bells and whistles and other cars, but they do it
They do.
intentionally
Yes.
because that's not what they're made for. They're made for the
Jeremy,
adventure.
Is that going to be your van life van?
Man,
Forerunner?
maybe if I were to do anything like that, it would be, and I'd definitely end up having to hit up Justin because I've been watching all the stuff he's done to it, and it looks very comfortable when he goes places. But yeah, they're awesome. The one thing I want to bring up that you did that I noticed, and I'm coming across as just like a straight up Justin stalker, but I assure you I'm an everyone stalker. I could do. I have like 800 Facebook friends, and I could have this same conversation with any of them.
Okay. We believe that.
You think I'm just specifically watching Justin?
There's 800 people that he follows with. Has
All you do is
Forerunners.
watch Justin and look
No,
at
no,
ads
no,
for the
no,
Sound
no,
of
no,
Freedom.
not this exact. I mean, like, I know this much about them from just watching what they post, which I think that's probably just the place the world's gotten to. Just social media.
Yeah.
So people put so much about what they're doing on it that you just end up knowing what everybody's doing all the time.
Yeah.
if
I
you
just
pay
I just
attention.
imagine you like at the end of the day.
What's Justin and his Forerunner doing?
Going, laying on your couch, pulling up your phone. Probably still have it pressed there, you know. Just one finger scroll. Ooh, Justin. Your little pat.
No,
What are you
and
up to,
Bailey,
you naughty little
Bailey
dog?
can, and you talk to her a fair amount. Bailey can confirm to you it's not ooh Justin. It's ooh look this person, this person, this
Okay,
person,
that's
this
fair.
person, this person.
800.
I'm teasing,
Wait,
bro. I'm
800
teasing.
times. Yeah, that's an approximation. It's probably like 400. I don't know. I don't even know. We can look later. But anyway, at one point, and I just recently tried to make this same trip, but not for the same event. You went to Big Brutus, and for people that don't know what that is,
I don't know what
it's
that is.
this
I
massive.
got the shirt on today.
Oh, really? Hell yeah.
Big
It's
iron,
this
big iron.
massive piece of like mining equipment or something, and he can describe better, but it's like fucking 250 feet tall.
It is.
Damn.
It is
And
massive.
it's sitting in a field, and just looking at pictures of it, if you put like a person next to it, you're in awe of how big this. I didn't even know machinery this big existed. But he went to like, I guess like a get together of off road vehicles that was at that. But you can go year round, and I want to go
Yes.
see it.
Yeah, it's a museum, and they have this big iron event and stuff for the overland community and stuff, which is kind of like the Jeeps,
Hell yeah.
Forerunners, and all that and stuff that's into it. They actually have some vans and stuff
Yeah,
that goes out
yeah.
there and stuff, and it's literally just like this kind of bluegrass concert kind of deal. But they
That's
also
awesome.
like they teach the Gaia maps and stuff and everything, like how to do, or on X is another one that they do of like traveling, doing off road stuff and everything, recovery points and whatnot, and like what's smart to do and what's not smart to do. And it was literally, I think it was, I can't remember, it was around $300 that I paid for like a 3-day pass. You have the music, there's food trucks there. You don't have to, you could bring your own food. You don't have to use the food trucks and stuff and
Right.
everything, but it's all central, porta potties and whatnot. You don't have to leave the place at all whatsoever, but it's just a giant museum, and the
that's
Big
awesome.
Iron is just a giant fundraiser for it. They were actually raising, I think it was $25,000 to repaint the whole thing.
That's nuts. And it's just in a field in the middle of nowhere in Kansas.
It is West Minerals, Kansas, and it is the second biggest electric shovel in the world.
Nice.
Ah.
That's
The other one is you actually may have seen it doing the new spin stuff, is the giant bucket up in Ohio.
okay.
That was the biggest one, but it's just the bucket that's left.
Fair.
And
So-
the big iron one in Kansas, you could literally you could pull your car into the bucket to take a photo with it, and there's plenty of room for your doors to open.
That's
I was
awesome.
gonna say, are there people that like do they let people climb on it or no?
You could go inside, they don't want you to climb on it. Like
Obviously.
they got the stairs and walkways and stuff, so you can do that.
You
and-
can follow the stairs, but they don't want anyone jungle gymming.
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
No, you're
For
not.
sure.
You're not
No
free.
base jumping.
You're not gonna free solo Big Brutus. No.
No.
I mean,
Tell me what I'm not gonna do.
There's probably been those urban adventurers that have probably done it, but
Let me trim up a little bit, dude. I'll go out there at 2 a.m.
And it's literally out in the middle of fields. There's nothing around it.
yeah.
And it's just skying over rivers, fields, and trees and stuff and everything. It's huge.
That's wild. It's super cool.
It is really, really cool.
So James is already proven himself to be this type of person, I guess. But another thing that I've really appreciated about you, and I see your mom post things also, you both are very I don't want to use proud as the word, but you both really enjoy what Oklahoma City has to offer, and you're really good at finding the new or the better or the unique foods and new restaurants and events that are going on.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really appreciate, because there's far too many people that live here that are just oh, Oklahoma's boring. Oklahoma City sucks. I don't want to live here. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to eat. And I'm just what are you talking about? It's I have to prioritize what to do.
Yeah,
there's
seriously.
as much to do here as any major city. And the food is great. And when you ask someone like that, you end up finding that it's not the city that's boring, it's the person.
Absolutely.
Because you're like, all right, there's nothing to eat.
Right,
Where do
let's
you
be curious, not judgmental, right? I would say
Well, no, hold on. So you'll ask them
Yeah.
all right, where do you usually eat? And they're just Chili's, and you're
it's
all
a-
right,
it's a
have
chain.
you ever heard of
Yeah.
Cheevers? Have you ever heard of Mader Lao? Have you ever heard of? You just really go on La Brasa, and they're just what are you talking about? That sounds stupid. I'm all right, well, case in point, you can't live anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think
That's
anywhere
it.
is boring. It makes me so mad. Then it's refreshing when you see someone like you that knows the city, or you that knows the city and knows there's stuff to eat and do here and enjoys it. I always like to see that.
I appreciate that. I try. I mean,
Yeah.
I always want to try to share it and educate people of what there is and whatnot.
Yeah, me too.
How long have you lived in Oklahoma?
Most of my life. So it's easier to say that I lived out of Oklahoma probably 6 years, maybe 7. No, I would say probably 7 years. When I was younger, we all started out in Amarillo and stuff and everything.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's-
Yeah,
I got a few younger, probably 3 or 4, and then moved up this way to Clinton, Oklahoma, and progressed, and then moved back down to North Texas, and then back up over here and stuff. So
Yep. Is there anywhere in the United States that you haven't been to that you're eager to go? That you're dude, that would be so cool to check that place out?
that's a good question. Not really. I mean, I haven't been all over the United States. I've probably been to 12 to 15 states difference and stuff and everything, but I really don't have a major place that's oh, I got to do that. I would rather
Yep.
leave, go abroad somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
It's,
Yeah.
it's better.
Yeah, I was kind of similar in that I spent most of my life in Oklahoma, and then in my 20s, I ended up moving to North Carolina. And from then on, I don't know. I've just in the past few years, I've just been traveling around, and I don't know. It just kind of gives you a different perspective when you're willing to be a little bit more adventurous,
Absolutely.
right? And I personally, I'm obsessed with Colorado. I love it.
Oh
out
yeah,
there,
Colorado's
man. I can't.
gold.
Obviously we got this house and I love this house. It's nice, but once this is paid off, I'm definitely going to try to get look for something in Colorado and settle down there.
It's worth it.
But yeah, I love it out there, man. That's by far, I think, my favorite in the United States.
I went there, and I think it was 2020, when COVID was all No, it was probably 21 actually, all ramping up and everything, getting wild and stuff and everything. And so we went out to Red Feather Lake, so it was out in the middle of nowhere. It
Yeah,
was
very
awesome.
remote. Yeah.
I used to live there and get back as often as I can, and actually caught my only case of COVID up there. I was at a spa in Black Hawk, Colorado, and I was getting a massage, and my masseuse kept sniffling and clearing the throat, And I was like, what the heck is this about? And
Did
then
your-
like
wait,
3
wait,
days
wait.
later, I had COVID.
Did your hair go up like you were about to get struck?
Looking at his arms like, man, it feels weird.
It feels weird in here.
No truck to jump in that time. Huh? No, I'm just-
Yeah,
I'm just teasing
it is wonderful up there though.
Yeah.
The air's just
No, like
Thinner,
little
but
to no
feels good.
bugs. That's my
Yeah,
thing,
that's what
is
that
like
was the craziest part. Like when we went
Yeah.
out there way out in the middle of nowhere, I expected like tons
Mosquitoes
getting
and
attacked.
everything.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. You could like, and again, this is a good and bad thing, I guess. But you can like, it's just easier to smell things too. Like you
Absolutely.
can smell like flowers and everything.
yeah. There's
like,
much more crisp,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and it's less burdened by like humidity and
Yeah.
it's just
That's
it's
true.
just mo better. Oh, I actually read just today when you said traveling just kind of like opens up. So I can't remember if it was like John Hopkins or if it was like a Mayo Clinic study or something like that, or Mayo. They found that traveling opens new neural pathways in your brain.
Really? That's
Like
interesting.
literally going somewhere that is significantly different from where you are or what you're used to opens up new pathways in your brain.
I mean,
So your mind literally expands from what it used
yeah.
to be capable of by experiencing other places.
in a different environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a gaming map in a way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right. You're like revealing, like clearing
Yeah,
the
exactly.
fog of war. Right. It's like clearing it in your
Exactly.
noggin. You know.
Oh, you mean like it's got like a fog?
Yeah,
and
like
you're-
Diablo or
yeah.
something. you
oh,
know?
okay. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. It stands to reason. It's cool.
Yeah, I genuinely believe like if you ever want to travel or do something, like by all means, like do it. You know, like at the end of the day, like even if you're saving $20 a paycheck for like 2 months, if you can get together $200, you could go do something. You know what I mean? Flights.google.com. I found like the first time I went to Seattle, I found a ticket using flights.google.com. I just put where I wanted to go, and no date, right? Or I just put where I wanted to leave from, right? And I put it in 6 weeks, and it'll just show you. Google will literally show you, oh, you can get a round trip to Seattle for $160 if you go in like January, right? So I was like, hell yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I'll just do that, right? And went out there and experienced it, and you know, I don't know, if you ever feel like you want to go do something, I highly recommend that you go check it out. Like, don't like save a little bit of money. It doesn't take that much. It really doesn't.
Right.
The only thing that could take experiences away is Alzheimer's and dementia.
That's it.
Nobody can take it up. From
That's
you.
it.
Yep.
100%. 100%.
I don't know if I mentioned this on the pod before or not, but I had recently found a travel agent that consistently posts or can set up for you custom trips to Europe for around $1,000 a person.
Damn.
Wow.
And it's 4 days, 4 nights, and it's flights and hotel, right? So
For $1,000, that's not bad at
and
all.
that's
No.
and it's always a really nice hotel. So if you were to do something like a hostel, which there's no shame in that,
Oh, yeah, I
the
love hostels.
hotels are like, man, with that deal, they're probably getting the hotels for like $100 a night or something
Yeah.
like that. But a hostel's like $10 a night. So shave another few hundred off that price if you tell this travel agent that you just want flights and a hostel, or just flights and you do the hostel yourself.
Yep.
And you get these packages. And $1,000, I'm not going to sit here and say most people can get $1,000 because there's times for me, and I know there's times for everyone, where getting $1,000 like is really difficult. But I would say probably half of people have the ability to get their
Well,
paws on $1,000.
So here's the other thing, right? And this is might sound a little fucked up, but it's the truth, right? If I were to all of a sudden not get paid, like my paycheck went down $300 a week, I'd be pissed, obviously, right? Like, yo, I'm losing money, but I would adjust, right? So you instead of kind of falling for the thing that everybody falls for, where it's like, oh, I just need money so that I can go and spend the money on the stuff that like for the people that I'm working for anyway, right? Instead of doing that, pay yourself first. Like intentionally take that money and just put it aside like you didn't get it, right? If you and just pretend you didn't get it on your paycheck, because if you didn't get it on your paycheck, then you would have to adjust somehow anyway, right?
That's true.
So if you just and I'm not saying take your whole paycheck and be like, oh, I didn't get a paycheck, right? I'm just saying like start light, start with like $20-$40, right? But if you're trying to do something like that, you're going to need to do like 100 a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to get crazy with it.
Right.
But if you're just wanting to like take a trip to another state for like a week, right? Just start with like $20-$30 and just pretend like you didn't get paid that, right? And then tuck that away. Put it in an envelope, whatever you have to do to not touch it, right? And then just remember, every time you go and you want to try to touch it, just remember what it's for. Put a picture of where it is you want to go or whatever it is, right? And pretty quick, you're going to have enough money where you're going to be able to go, even if it's for like one day, right? And check it out. And I guarantee you, after that first experience, if you enjoyed it, if you had a great time, you're going to want to do it again, right? You're going to, and you're just going to get better at it, right? That's my suggestion. But
Right.
That's a good one.
So now that James has given you good financial advice, I'm going to give you bad financial advice.
Boy.
Another option you have, and take this with a grain of salt and don't
Download
blame me if it goes
freedollars.com.
south. But $1,000 isn't that much, and no matter how much money you have, you almost certainly will get approved for a $1,000 limit credit card.
That or a payday loan.
And yeah, get a
God.
payday loan and disappear to
No,
another country.
no.
It'll take them a while to extradite you back to the United States.
This
You're
side of
gonna
the
have a
barracks
great
table does
time.
not approve.
You have a great time while you're there. Deal with the consequences later. You'll have a great experience. It might take you a while to recover, but it'll be worth it.
2 years to financially get back.
This
Yeah,
side of the table does not approve.
Hey, man.
That's a terrible cycle. It's a terrible
I
thing.
mean, you could probably sell a kid too, right? I mean, we just watched.
I
The
mean, we
Sound
did
of Freedom,
just watch Sound of Freedom.
right?
Yeah.
There's options.
I saw lots of wads of cash going
Yeah,
everywhere.
you could
Don't sell a kid though. That's the message.
Oh
of
yeah,
that
no, we're
movie.
not in
Do not
Minecraft. Sell a kid in Minecraft.
Goodness gracious, James.
I know. Listen,
That-
all right.
I was you
the
broke
end of the
that.
day-
I was gonna let that silence be longer and let you stew in it, but you popped in pretty quick.
No, not happening.
That's funny. Yeah. Anyway, travel's great. Long story short. Next on our agenda, so we did last week announce the winners of our Bear Rugs swag
Dun, dun, dun,
pack,
dun.
and so we're going to show off what's in it to everyone who didn't win, and that's not for us to be mean. It's just for us to show you, hey, we're going to do this
I want you to
more than once, and we want you to see like what sort of stuff you can kind of get.
You want to get up on the camera with it?
Yeah. I was going to.
Also, I just got to say that it feels like an inside job since the fact that I actually won the draw out of the hat.
Yeah. So this
also,
is the
he
this
didn't
is
mention this, but
this
yeah,
is the Justin
is,
Coleman from
He's the
the
winner.
drawing.
He's
So
the winner.
yeah, it I swear it's a coincidence. This wasn't rigged, but yeah. So we're not doing this to save shipping.
I
Like
swear.
having Justin
I
Coleman
swear-
just handing him his.
I swear
bag.
this was a coincidence. I also swear that I browse more than one Facebook profile every night while I'm listening to Lionel Richie.
So this one's going to go straight to Justin. Ultra Flip, you know you're the other guy. Ultra Flip, your packaging might be different, but Justin's is Nike to go along with, I believe it was our best mutually reviewed movie was Air, the
It
Nike
was Air.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I like
And
this
so
thing.
you got the Nike box because Air was a rad movie. And then inside, we've got the
Get
little...
close. Get close.
We've got the, if you can read that, it says thank you for listening. And we've got the
I love that.
hand-drawn Bear Rugs logo by one of our Bear Rugs artists, Bailey.
That's fantastic. She does great.
This one's a little bit more. This one's a little bit more photorealism, as you can see.
Yeah. We had a couple
there's-
designers do work for us. Bailey did hand-drawn. She's really
Lots
good.
more hair, more
At,
accurate.
at sketching, and then we got our graphic designer Darren did this. We appreciate them both. We put it on cardstock, so it's
It's frameable.
yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, it'd be an honor. I'm gonna come check. I'm gonna find a way to get invited to your house and be like, where the fuck's the picture? We talked about dude wipes a lot.
Dude wipes.
we
Those
got
aren't
some-
dude wipes.
We got some.
There we go. Nope.
Those
There
aren't
we
dude
go.
We
There
got
we go.
dude wipes. I'm doing a horrible job with this. Here, James, you do this.
Yeah, you should swing around into the front there, dude.
I don't want to stand up.
Also approve of these. They're great. Because of my job, I go to a bunch of new construction homes, and porta potties don't always have the toilet paper. And then also at the same time, like when there's a staged house, they don't typically stick toilet paper in it because they don't want you going to the bathroom in it. So those come in handy.
That's a good move, actually.
They come in handy in
I'm
so
gonna be
many
honest.
ways.
If I was homeless, I would try to find one of those houses
Hell
and
yeah.
shit in them. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
We also have Gamer Sups
And there's-
samplers. This is the guacamole gamer fart.
I'm actually pretty pumped about this.
Yeah, so he's got a titty milk. He's got a mango. He's
Mango,
got a
Misfits
melon,
melons, titty milk. Yeah, we got.
and a guacamole gamer fart.
There's several of them in there, several samples. Ultra Flip, you'll be getting the same thing. And then the one animated movie to break the Jer barrier this
Dun, dun,
year,
dun, dun.
Spirited Away Blu-ray.
I actually haven't seen it, but y'all guys talked about it.
Bro, it's
And
so
when
good.
The person commented so badly on like your review and stuff and everything. I was just like, I really need to see this movie.
Yeah,
it's-
they were
it's
mad.
fire.
What
It's
did
good.
I? Oh yeah, just bitching about animated movies in general.
Yep.
That person got mad. Yeah.
Yep.
I still have no idea who that is, but I prefer for them to remain anonymous anyway.
Appreciate your contribution.
Yeah. You've the Spirited Away was great. So yeah, it's handful of dude wipes, handful of samples of Gamer Sup, Spirited Away, hand drawn bear rugs,
Signed.
cardstock signed piece of paper.
I could
And
spray it with some,
and some kinda
or I can
pithy
wipe it
box.
with some Old Spice because I don't actually wear cologne. I just wear deodorant. Do you wear cologne, Jeremy?
Special occasions for me.
I used to quite a bit on special occasions. Now it's. I feel like I guess I have less special occasions.
Dude.
I still would on a special occasion.
That's how
I
me.
wear a solid cologne, which is much weaker
Yeah.
every day though.
Yeah, it's like a bar. So I had a guy that was like a fucking ladies man that I worked with, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you don't need to use cologne." He's like, "Just use a little bit of lotion, right?" And he had like these like little different lotions that he recommended from Bath and Body Works. They have like a whole melt line called Noir or something.
Did.
And they have, teak wood, sandalwood, fucking tobacco and vanilla type shit. You know what I mean?
They've got a brandy and leather that's amazing.
See?
There was
That's
a-
what I
think
wear.
There was one that was a cherry
Nice.
blossom that was for the females, and it was
Yeah.
pretty killer.
And then I do the Old Spice. I forget what they're called. I used to love the bear one, bear glove, but now I do. It's always the vanilla ones. I forget what they're called though. They have like a type, but there's like two of them, and it's like it's the antiperspirant and deodorant.
Yeah.
The white, but it's like the actual stick is white, like the whole thing. Like not how they're normally red.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
forget what that brand is called though. It's like a sub brand of Old
Oh,
Spice.
one of those where the actual stick is white is so instead of animals, it's like locales. So it's like Fiji and like
Oh yeah, it's like
there's, like,
different places.
mountain
Yeah, it's
and-
not
Yeah.
locations. It's the actual like ingredients of what's in it. I forget what they call
oh yeah, there's like a lavender and
Yeah.
charcoal one.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
there's like a
Those
seaweed
brands.
and whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
eucalyptus and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah. Those are good.
tobacco
Those are good.
beans. Those are the ones that I use now. Just because they're a little bit lighter and they do a good job. So
I don't even remember how we got on this, but I guess
I was just saying I put cologne.
I
on
use
the-
Duke
on
Cannon
the fucking
everything
thing.
now
Oh yeah.
for like the last 3 years. Duke Cannon bar soap, Duke Cannon
Duke.
beard wash, Duke Cannon hard.
Those are your candles. I remember you said that.
What?
Remember when I said like, "What's your old guy? Like, what is your?"
Oh
getting
yeah,
old,
Duke
like,
Duke
hobby?
Cannon stuff. Yeah.
Mine is candles. I'm like getting obsessed with candles. Like not just scents, but like, does this burn well?
No. Mine was Turkish towels.
Turkish towels, and then you also said something about the Duke Cannon soaps.
Oh, yeah,
You're
soap,
like, bro, I
but,
can't get enough of these soaps.
like-
Oh, maybe you said it was your gamer subs.
Yeah, it's
can't
the
remember.
brand
I can't
that
remember.
for 3 years I haven't done anything with any sort of like hygiene thing that wasn't Duke,
Duke
Cannon.
Cannon.
Yeah,
All right.
I love them. I love that brand. Anyway, yeah.
Anything else coming up?
That was convenient. Yeah, we need Ultra Flip to get us that.
He'll
get
give
us
it-
that address, Mr. Paranoid.
He'll send it to me. He'll send it to
Also,
me.
Ultra Flip. I feel lately like I've been getting out of shape. I don't know if that means you've been slacking, but I used to get kind of like a contact pump
high.
whenever he was lifting weights. But I feel like see if maybe I'm crazy. Have you been skipping gym days?
He's been. I mean, we skipped some bear rug days. That's probably.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's not his
Yeah.
fault. It's our fault. We got to do it at the same time.
How can he work out if he doesn't have your voice? Your fucking sweet baritone ravings going through his ear, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're back on the wagon now, so I'll probably start feeling better. Keep throwing up the weights, Ultra Flip.
Also, I just love that y'all guys actually switched the intro for baritone.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah,
had
yeah.
to,
I feel like I
man.
made the world a
Threw
little
it
bit of
out.
a better place.
Yeah. We took your advice.
Yeah, we're
We were gonna switch it no matter what, but we specifically added that. Yeah.
we saw that in there, so we're like, yeah, no, actually, that is pretty good. That's pretty good advice. dulcet is what we were using, right? The sweet,
Yeah,
Yep.
sweet
Yep.
dulcet
Yep.
tones. Yep. Yep.
Anything else?
Nah, I'm good, man.
All right, then. Well, all good things must come to an end. And unfortunately, that includes this episode. As always, remember...
Don't be a bear rug. Don't do it. Nothing good can come from it. But seriously, we really appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate Justin being here, and we hope you tune in next time.